Welcome back to The Home Bartender with Anne. Today's cocktail is from a tiki bar that I really hope to visit someday. It's in Paris. It's called Dirty Dicks and it was created by Scotty Schuder. I definitely will go back to Paris. I have been there before, but it would be really fun to go to a tiki bar, I think, in Paris. If you would please hit the like button because that really helps the channel, and so does subscribing, so do that while you're here. So I'm drinking the Polynesian Remedy today. I put this in my winter cocktail series because of the Scotch, which I tend to drink more during the winter than any other time of the year. But it's really great any time of the year because it's very refreshing. Let me taste it for you now. It's got some crazy notes. It's a Penicillin riff cocktail, but instead of ginger beer, he uses ginger syrup, which definitely comes through. It gives it a spicy kick, but I'll talk more about that later. You can expect this cocktail to be sweet, actually. It's a bit peaty from the Scotch we use, but not as much as a classic Penicillin cocktail would be, or as much as you might think, and it doesn't really linger at all. It has honey syrup, and you get that, but there's no bubbly in here. There is Orgeat, which really rounds out the cocktail nicely and gives it a smooth mouthfeel and a little bit of sweetness as well. But I feel like that makes it more of a tiki cocktail because of that, for me anyway. You can expect it to be slightly sweet, like I said, spicy, tiny bit peaty, smooth, and really fun and refreshing to drink. It's just something different that I thought you might like to try. It's a really excellent cocktail. You won't want to miss the ingredients coming up next. We're making a Penicillin riff today, which means we have to have Scotch, right? So let's start with 4 dashes of Scotch. I get these little pipettes on Amazon, which work really well for dashing. And I have decanted some Laforge into a little jar for that purpose. It ends up being about 1/8 of an ounce when it's all said and done. So you could, use your jigger if you wanted to, but 4 dashes. You really do need a Scotch that can hold up to all the sweet things in this cocktail. So I used Laforge today. It's got a lot of peat going on, but we're not using that much, so it's not really overpowering. But a blended Scotch, I just don't think that would work well here. It might be worth a try if you don't have a peaty Scotch, so let me know. Next up, 1/2 ounce of honey syrup. I'm using a 1-to-1 honey syrup. I made a YouTube short on how to make this, but the first time I made this cocktail in particular, I did use a 2-to-1, and that was great in there as well. Less of a Scotch flavor, so just play with that and let me know as well. 1/2 ounce of ginger syrup. Also have a video on how to make that, but don't go overboard with the ginger syrup. I make mine pretty powerful, but if you make your syrup too strong, it's gonna overpower this cocktail for sure. 1/2 ounce of Orgeat. 1 ounce of lemon juice. Next up is 1 3/4 ounce of Demerara Rum, which I chose the Eldorado 12, of course. I chose that because it's not as funky as the Hamilton's, but it's a lot more of a barrel flavor than the Hamilton's. But whatever Demerara Rum that you have will work just fine. Let's get some ice in here and shake this up. A little bit more ice. Let's get this into the glass. Get a little bit more ice. Little mint. And some ginger on a cocktail pick. Let's do a little Surfside sips. Over on the other side, and there you have a Polynesian Remedy. Such a great, refreshing cocktail, actually very interesting flavor. I love things that are just a little bit different. If you think this one's for you, then please make it. Play with the specs and tag me on Instagram with a picture of the cocktail that you made. I really, really love that. Thanks so much for spending your time learning about the Polynesian Remedy with me today. I'll catch up with you next week with another great cocktail that's no doubt excellent and totally unique. Cheers and be well.